Lynette with Grammy Crochet, and today I am doing another collaboration video with Hobbii. They have been wonderful in sponsoring this video with their campaign called No Shades of Grey. We're doing this, opening this video up on January 16th because I'm going to read this little thing for you, and you'll understand the No Shades of Grey. Did you know that the third Monday in January is called Blue Monday? Blue Monday is supposedly the saddest day of the year due to a combination of bad weather, long nights, and the lingering aftermath of festive gut. That's why we're starting the hashtag No Shades of Grey YouTube challenge on this date. So the idea is that we're going to use lots of colors and lots of imagination and bring some brightness and joy into the day. This program is starting today on the 16th of January, and it ends on the 16th of February. So I have to have my completed project video up on the 16th of February. So that's awesome. I have no problem doing that, I don't think. I found this to be a very interesting challenge. Minimum of 4 colors have to be used, and they have to be solids. And we have to come up with a project. So I have, and I'm very excited about it. So let me show you the yarn that I'm using. As you could see, I am using Twister Solid, and this one is white. This is color number 101, which is called Natural White. Now let me tell you about the yarn. I'm going to read another one, so they're all the same. I think you guys are pretty familiar with Twister yarn. It is 55% cotton, 45% polymade, 100 grams, 400 meters, 3.5 ounces, 437 yards. It is a 2 weight. It says to use 3 to 4 millimeter knitting needles or 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hook. And obviously it is solid. So Hobbii said pick out at least 4 colors. They want 4 colors in here. And the No Shades of Grey, I'm assuming we could not pick gray. So there is no gray in my project. But I am designing my own project, and I wanted to show it to you now. My original plan was to have it done before the video came out, before this first video came out. That's not going to happen. Today is the 11th. It's not going as quickly as I thought it would, as I hoped it would. So that's fine. I can do progress videos as we go, but I do have a good start so you can get a good feeling for what I am making. So I ordered 4 skeins of this color in the white. I haven't used 4 skeins, but so far. But I did order 4. I wanted to make sure I had enough. Let's see. There it is. I ordered 2 skeins, and this is color number 101. If you want to order the same colors that I have. This one is called Light Tan, and it is number 137. I did order 2 of these. Again, I have not obviously used 2 because this one is not, and I'm mostly done with that color, I think. Then I ordered 1 skein of this one, number 113, and it is called Flamingo. Now, you'll see. You'll see in a minute. I ordered 1 of this, number 123, which is mint. It is a darker mint kind of color. Usually I would think of mint as a lighter color, but it's darker, and I love it. This one is number 150, and it is called Bright Turquoise. Beautiful color. This one, well, some of these have been used, and so this one is 121, or I'm sorry, 122, and it is called Glacier. I've been using that one. couple of these are attached. This beautiful color here is 129, and it is called Iceberg. Then we have this beautiful green, which is number 144 and called Wasabi. Now those are the colors that I have used. Let's see, I got 4 of the white, 2 of the light tan, 2 of the bright turquoise, and then they also sent me some prizes. I got some stitch markers, just because they were being nice and generous. So these are little sheep. Aren't they adorable? And these are little kitty cats. They sent me 2 of each of those, which is fabulous. And I should be using them, but I wanted to show them to you because I have stitch markers in here. So with the challenge, it says no shades of gray. Let's get rid of the winter blues. So when I am thinking winter blues, and you want to get out of that, I think beach, blue oceans, Bahamas. Those beautiful pictures of Bahamas. I've never been, but you know, with the bright water that you see through and the beautiful colors. And so I decided to make, using these beautiful colors, a cover-up. And it can be a beach cover-up over your bathing suit, but the design is to be able to go over maybe a tank top and a pair of jeans, to be beautiful and flowy, and yet remind you of the ocean. I have a picture in my head, and I think these colors will do what I'm anticipating. So let me show you what I've started. And let me get it the right direction. Yep. Okay, so pretty simple so far. It's a top with the V-stitch, just a V-stitch. I am using a 4mm hook. So you get the white sandy beaches, then maybe a little darker, and then we get into the ocean. And these are my ocean colors so far. And this is the back where I am bringing in some additional colors. And let me just see if I can't throw it on for you really quick. I know it's going to look kind of funny over my clothes, but let me pause this. Oh no, don't go off. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. We're starting to look like. So the top is just V-stitch, and then we're coming down into these special stitches. Let me show you the back a little bit. It's just supposed to drape and give you the feeling of water, ocean waves coming up onto the beach. So obviously this is the white, and then we went into the tan color and white, like the, you know, beach, excuse me, the ocean waves coming up on the beach, and you get the little white crusting. Then some, this color is Glacier. And in certain parts, I added in and mixed colors. Then I went into, which is attached to me, and I tried to give you the right name. I think this one is Iceberg, number 129. Yes. I went into the Iceberg, and I mixed some Iceberg here and there with the tan. I don't have ends woven in. This is a work in progress. Then from the Iceberg and the tan, we're adding in some wasabi color, which is on my bum. Back here. And so there's going, you know how you get that really bright green and really bright blues in. So from there, I'm going to go into, from these colors, I'm going to go into the 123, which is the mint, and at the bottom will be the 150 color, which is the bright turquoise, will be at the bottom. There will be a border. The idea is that this is going to decrease and open in the front. But I'm only decreasing a couple of stitches per row. And there was no decrease here, obviously. And then the border is going to come up. And I haven't decided if the border is going to be, if I'm going to put the colors in at, or just do white. Might depend on how much yarn I have left. I have a lot of white, so I'm thinking the border is probably going to be white, but maybe not. Hold on, let me take this off. Okay, so let me give you some close-ups, and you can see how beautiful the yarn is working up. It's got a very nice drape. I'm really excited about how it's turning out. I don't want to, okay. Let's see, so here's the front. And so you can see kind of how it's got a split there, and it's separating not quite as fast as I thought it would. And you can make it any length that you want. So this will have a border around here. I think I'm just going to do half double crochets around the edge of the neck, maybe 1 or 2 rows, nothing real fancy. And then again, I kind of am debating on a sleeve or no sleeve. There will at least be a border, but I kind of like the idea. And again, it's going to depend on time and yarn, amount of yarn. But I kind of like the idea of adding just some wavy stitches for like a little sleeve here to kind of pull it together. And again, that's going to kind of depend on how much yarn I have and the colors that I have it in. So let's talk about the stitches. As I said, this is a V-stitch. And I started with 2 panels. I did, if you want to try to make something similar, I do have a pattern-ish that I'm writing. It's not going to be, if you guys like this, I will try to do a tutorial. My daughter is already saying she wants one, so we'll see how it goes. Excuse me. I think this could be really beautiful with the twisters that are not solid as well. If you used like, and I'm thinking if my daughter gets one, this is what I'll do, is use like the solid at the top, and then you could use the ones that end with the pink, and you have the white in them. Hold on, let me see if I can get the name for you. Okay, I think the ones that I'm thinking of are the Sultan cakes, where they don't have as many colors, but any of them will work. But I think the Sultans have more of a solid look to them. They could work really well and not have as many color changes, but because it'll do it itself. If I do one for my daughter that is like that, if I do make one, I think I would do like they have a solid color and then they ombre after that. So you could do the solids in the top, and they all kind of work together. The colors match up, and then let it ombre by itself. I think that could be gorgeous. But this is so fun, excuse me, because the yarn is thin. So when I get into these bottom stitches down here, where I am mixing the yarns together like this, here, right here, where you can, let's see, you can see it really well over here. I went and kind of ombre them myself, put the colors in as I want. This yarn is so thin that I can add 2 strands and it really isn't affecting the way the yarn lays. Pardon me. It's still laying and draping beautifully. And then I can just play as I go, and which has been a great deal of fun for me. So I took 92 stitches on each panel. And I find that if I am crocheting panels, it is best for me to do them side by side. Do 3 rows on this panel, do 3 rows on this panel, go back to this panel. That helps because my stitch tension isn't always the same day to day. So depending on how fast I'm crocheting today, what's going on in my head. So if you do the panels little by little, each one together, work on a few rows of this one, then go to the next, and they're the same, they're exactly the same, so it doesn't matter. I did this, I used 93, because you needed an odd for the V-stitch, an odd number. So I started with 93 stitches. And I did a half double crochet chainless foundation. That way I could do the chain and see, just hold it up. This is long enough, is this long enough, is this long enough to get to where I needed it to go around the biggest part of my body and have a little bit of drape. That was my plan, and I will measure this for you and tell you how wide it is. I wear, at this time, sadly, a 2X. And this is approximately 24 inches wide. And it was 93 stitches. So you make your V-stitch, you do your rows. Again, I did not do this by, I'm making this by trying it on and seeing if it's long enough. Deciding where I want to change the color. So for the top part, again, I went down with the white until it went under my arms and was long enough where I wanted it to fall on my body, which I believe was 28 rows. And at that point, 28 rows of V-stitch. At that point, that gave me my armhole. I sewed them together at the top. I went in, I believe it was 13 stitches on each side. No, it has to be further than that. I do have notes in my phone. Does me a lot of good there because I put it together at Nancy's house. But I could count them for you. I believe it was, I don't know right now. But I just held it up and crocheted them in until it left enough to put around my neck and be drapey. So I think it was actually 23 stitches on each side. Let's just count them. Hold on. Yep, 23 stitches on each side. And excuse me, from that point on, I had 2. Now it's one piece, and I crocheted in the round. I did one row of white under the armhole, and then I changed to a row of tan, and then a row of white, or a round, I should say. 2 of the tan, 2 of the white, and 3 of the tan. And at that point, I was going to go 3 of the white and then finish with tan, but it was already long enough. So that's when I decided that it's time to start doing the skirting part of it. Now the skirting is a unique stitch. And I got the idea of this stitch, and there's a very good tutorial from Bee Hooked Crochet. She has a blanket that is called, it is the Warm Up America blanket from 2019 that I am borrowing the stitch pattern from. I did do a little bit of changing on it. Hers is a blanket. Mine has decreases because I want the skirt to be open and, you know, like the legs will, your legs will show. So it's not going to be a rectangle that you sew onto the, it's not even that it's not going to be. It is not a rectangle that you sew onto the bottom of your top. It does have decreases on the ends, and it will have a border because you'll need that to help hold it down. I did make some changes to her pattern, but the idea of the stitch pattern and the wave look comes from there. It's not all my creation, but I will give her credit for her very cool use of this stitch. The first 2 stitches on the skirt are called, the first, when you get to the skirting, well, let's back up a minute. The skirting part is multiples of 8 plus 4. That's how we start the skirting. This, if your total stitch count is not a complete opposite of 8 plus 4, that's okay. You can fudge it a little. You can join or add a stitch, you know, to make it what you need it to be throughout, and you'll have to feel that out for yourself. But this stitch is called, the first stitch is a chain 6. Then you do a stitch that she calls a triple treble, and then and those 2 count together as both triple trebles, the chain 6 to start your row and the first triple treble. With that triple treble, you yarn over 4 times, and then you work, it's like a treble crochet, except you yarn over 4 times and pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. On the wavy part of it, it's a bigger stitch. It's called a sextuple treble. You yarn over 7 times. And so when you pull through, you're pulling through, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. You're doing that 8 times to make the chain part of this stitch. And I will go into how to do that in the next video on, we're going to do make along Mondays with this, where I will show you how and what I've done. But I needed to have it started so I could show you in this video what it looks like. So next week on the 23rd, I will be videoing some of how you make these stitches, how I'm doing the decreases. As we go, we're going to decide if it gets sleeves and what those will look like. I kind of like the idea of a bell sleeve with just V stitches and maybe a little bit of trim of some of the colors. But I also like the idea of kind of taking this wave into and just doing a little sleeve to like here with a couple of the waves. I think that could be kind of cool. So I would like some comments on what you guys think of where it needs to go from this point. This was my brainchild as far as, you know, I had a picture in my head of what I thought it should look like. But as I'm making it, it's kind of integrating some organics of its own. You know, oh, it should go this way, it should go that way. So any input that you all can give me would be awesome. What else do I have for you? As I said, from this beautiful blue, which one is the 129 Iceberg. I don't think I'm going to have any of the solid wasabi. I mean, a couple of stitches here and there. I have a little bit just to make it more bright. Like this is just the solid green right here. But mostly where the bright green is going to go with this bright blue where the water isn't real deep. If you're picturing the ocean and looking out from the beach, it's not real deep, and so you get some of the brighter colors. And I'm going to do at least finish the row that I'm on and then maybe add another row. And then I'm going to go to this darker color. This one is the 123, which is called, the mint. So we're going to go to the mint and do a row or 2 of that. And I may put a little bit of the blue in with it and a little bit of the green with it as they fade out into the darker, which will be the end blue. And so I'm just playing with it and saying, oh, it's been solid for a while. Let's add some color, some other color into it. And so I just pick up the other color that I want to add in and just join it with my stitches. And then when I decide that's enough, then I quit using that other color and just go back to, and I cut it or don't cut it, depending. At some spots I carried it through and crocheted over, and some spots I did not. You know, I just ended and picked it up more. So as I go into these colors and a little here and there, I'm going to add some of that. Just because you have to have coral in a coral reef, and the Bahamas is reefs. And they call it flamingo, but it is a coral color, and I love it, and it's bright and cheery, and that's what this whole project is about, is getting you out of the blues. So making something that has lots of color in it, and bright sunny colors, along with the idea of warm weather and sandy beaches always brightens my day. So to make something like that when you've got the winter blues is a cheerful project, in my opinion. And so that's what I was trying to make and design, and I think it's turning out. I'm excuse me, really happy with it. So over the next month, we're going to make it together if you want to make your own. Right now, at the time of recording this video, the Hobbii twisters are on sale 50% off, and they're $7. I did order 13 of them. I'm a bigger fluffy girl. I need more to cover me up. And I wasn't quite sure how much to order because, as I said, I'm creating this on my own. Well, with the help of my friends. My yarny friends have, some of the Zoom ladies have offered some opinion on color and help with how to, you know, the best way to put things together. I've asked for some advice on that. And so your comments below in what to do next will be very helpful. And I'm excited about this. I hope you guys are too. Like I said, it is on sale right now today for $7 a skein, a ball, a cake, whatever you want to call it. So stop in and get some if you want to make this project with me. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy working with this yarn as much as I have. It's so beautiful worked up. Just so beautiful. I'm very happy with my project so far. There, you can see the ocean waves as we say goodbye. See you next week.